Yo, happy Friday to everybody. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Hope all of you out there are having a great day and you're getting set to have an awesome weekend. A great show on tap for everybody today. Latest Justin Simmons update in NFL free agency. This coming after the Birds wrapped up mandatory minicamp. And also, big Dom DiSandro getting a promotion within the organization. I'm going to explain why. That's very, very interesting. Yesterday on the channel, in case you missed it, we put out our video going through all of the Eagles mandatory minicamp winners and losers. So if you did not see that show, make sure you watch it. It's about 20 minutes long, so set some time aside to check that video out. It's up on the channel. Really good stuff and takeaways from mandatory minicamp this week. We begin with the latest around Justin Simmons. I know we've talked about him a lot here on the show, but the Eagles continue to be seen as the perfect fit for the four-time All-Pro safety who has not signed with the team yet since getting let go by the Denver Broncos in the lead-up to free agency all the way back in March. I'm actually shocked that his market right now is as small as it's been. And I want to have this conversation once again because the Eagles' depth at safety became more interesting during minicamp this week. Why? Philadelphia giving safety reps to Avonte Maddox, who historically has been a slot nickel corner for this team. And then the plan for James Bradberry before he got injured, him getting reps at the safety spot. That clearly shows that the Eagles don't have a ton of depth there. And not only, obviously, does Justin Simmons help in that department, he makes your defense better as a high-end premium starter who is still one of the best safeties in the NFL. Why it also makes sense. The Eagles have the money to pay Justin Simmons. The Eagles' cap situation right now coming out of minicamp, the Birds currently have $27.4 million in cap space. That is top 10 in the NFL. To be precise, 9th in the National Football League. And if the Eagles bring in Justin Simmons, you have a player who played and thrived under new Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. And speaking of that Eagles winners and losers video from mandatory minicamp, Vic Fangio and the defense a winner because they won all 3 days of practice this week. They've been humming, and now you add to that with Justin Simmons, who knows this game, who's still playing at a really high level, who can be a veteran leader and captain of that defense. And for Simmons, it's not like you're running into a situation here with Kevin Byard. When the Eagles traded for him last year, you saw the writing on the wall that he was starting to decline a little bit. Now, the Eagles were very desperate in bringing him in, and that's why they made the trade, knowing that he wasn't the all-pro player that he was a few years ago. But still, I don't see the decline with Simmons that you saw with Byard. For me, Simmons is still balling. The numbers back that up, and the tape backs that up. He fits the Eagles' culture, which they're trying to rehab a little bit after a disastrous ending to last year because he's been a multi-team captain with the Denver Broncos. And what Justin Simmons does, he makes you a better football team. You become deeper, your starting unit becomes better, and then your backup pieces are really, really good in Sidney Brown and Reed Blankenship. The Eagles right now are in a Super Bowl window. And signing Justin Simmons would be that all-in, short-term, stiff-arm the rest of the NFL type of move where you once again send a message to the rest of the league. We're here, we're coming, we're not messing around, and we don't have any flaws. Here's what Bleacher Report had to say about Simmons to the Birds this week. Justin Simmons was a second-team All-Pro selection for the third consecutive year last year, in addition to earning a second Pro Bowl nod. The Denver Broncos benefited from the veteran safety, racking up 70 combined tackles with 3 picks and 8 PBUs. The 30-year-old, a proven ballhawk with 14 interceptions over the last 3 years, and the Eagles could be in the market for safety help as well. The move for Kevin Byard didn't work out last year, but they've been willing to add veterans at the position in the past. The best landing spots: Tennessee Titans, who Simmons did visit with earlier on in free agency, the Philadelphia Eagles, and then the always defensive-laden Baltimore Ravens. And additionally, on top of that, just some takeaways after reading that. Where did the Eagles struggle last year? Generating turnovers. What does Justin Simmons do a good job of? Generating and producing turnovers. He leads the NFL in picks since 2016. Bleacher Report, not the only one saying that Simmons to the Birds makes sense. Steve Weish, NFL Network, said the time is now for the Eagles to sign Simmons. And I already know people are in the comment section right now saying, Chase, stop talking about Justin Simmons. My response, we're all here for the same reason. I don't want to talk about a bad football team every single day. You don't want to watch a bad football team and follow a bad football team. So my question for you is this. Do you want to win a Super Bowl? And if you want to win a Super Bowl, signing Justin Simmons helps you get to that destination and to that promised land. So if you want the Birds to sign Justin Simmons, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. If not, I want you to comment why. Coming up next, big Dom DiSandro, South Philly Dom, just such an Italian, such a South Philadelphian. He gets a promotion with the Eagles organization. What is it? What does it mean? And why is it unique, interesting, and fascinating? Stay tuned for that. First, another sale that we want to tell you about. If you're looking for some Eagles gear, looking ahead to the season, and you want to rock some Birds gear throughout this summer, these shirts are on sale right now, limited time only $22, thanks to our friends at Fanatics. All you have to do, plug in that link down below, chatsports.com/brotherly shove. I already purchased one, went for a run with it the other day here in Dallas, and people are looking at me like I was crazy, and I was like, go Birds! We'll put that link down below in the show notes and in the description of this video. Big Dom continues to be on the come up within this Eagles organization. He's been there for well over 2 decades, and the Eagles yesterday announcing a series of front office moves and organizational moves all across the board on Thursday, with Howie Roseman really continuing to stack up this front office that has done a great job of developing general managers and assistant general managers all across the entire NFL. So the Birds busy yesterday with a lot of promotions, and one of those promotions, it includes the legend of Big Dom. And the legend of Big Dom, it continues to grow. The Eagles have placed him in charge of game day coaching operations. He was already the senior advisor to the general manager in Howie Roseman, as well as the chief security officer. And we know that last year and throughout Nick Sirianni's tenure with Philadelphia, he has been Nick Sirianni's de facto emotional support coach. That can be looked at as a negative. There is no doubt about that, but he is Nick Sirianni's right-hand man. This guy is a legend. From Philadelphia fans and Philadelphians in general saying very creative, funny, quirky things on social media, to how the rest of the NFL and their fan bases see Dom DiSandro, especially after the incident against the San Francisco 49ers last year, Week 13, when he got in a little bit of a tussle with Niners linebacker Dre Greenlaw. And when I was at the NFL Scouting Combine, funny story about Dom DiSandro, he was one of the most popular people at the NFL Scouting Combine. I'm not even kidding you. Caleb Williams was there. Jane Daniels was there. Some of the marquee prospects in the 2024 draft, all there. Almost every single general manager in the sport was there. Almost all head coaches were there, outside a select few. And Dom DiSandro was the one who people were taking pictures of, who they were getting selfies with, who they were stopping to say what's up to. People wanted on Radio Row at the NFL Combine to have Dom DiSandro on their radio shows and their podcasts. This guy is very well known across the entire NFL, and I think that the story of that is the most Philadelphia thing ever. And him being in charge of game day coaching operations is definitely to avoid the Niners situation from last year, where he made contact with Dre Greenlaw, probably shouldn't have done that, and then he was suspended from being on the field the rest of the year. So now that he is in charge of game day coaching operations, the Eagles can beat the system in a way and have a way to have Dom DiSandro on the sideline for every single game. And if something else were to happen, they're going to say, look, he's part of our game day coaching operations unit, the head of security for our entire organization. We need him on the field. And some people even said that the team wasn't the same after Dom got suspended. He could travel with the team, but he wasn't allowed to be on the field during the game. Jeff McClain, Eagles insider for Philadelphia Inquirer, saying this on Dom. He's entering his 26th season as a member of the organization. He originally worked under former Chief Security Officer Buccianico? I don't know. DiSandro, Buccianico. Again, it's the most Philly thing ever, and I absolutely love it. I'm here for it. And he was promoted into his role after Buccianico, let's go with that, retired in 2011. Dom, in charge of all safety and security matters for players, coaches, and executives, but he wears many other hats for the team. Big Dom is involved in scouting and player personnel. He acts as a liaison. Did I get that right? My gosh, a lot of big words here. Among the players, coaches, general manager Howie Roseman, and owner Jeffrey Lurie, among others. And he's often the go-to guy when anyone in the organization needs a problem solved. As former Eagles coach Chip Kelly once said to the Inquirer, Big Dom's title with the team should be head of psychology. Again, the most Philly thing ever. And to have Big Dom as such a pivotal member of this organization, I think it's a really unique, cool thing. And it has me thinking, right? We all have that friend or friends or family members where if something were to happen, you get into an accident, you get into a fight with your significant other, you get kicked out of the house, shoot, you get arrested, and you need to make one call. And you know that one call is the only call that you have to help you out, whether it be psychology matters, like Chip Kelly said, whether it be to bail you out of jail, you need a place to stay, you need a ride. Big Dom is the guy who's always going to show up for you, and that's why he's been with this organization for 26 years. That's why he got an upgrade in title, and that's why he's revered and respected by everybody within the organization. Shout out to the Italians out there. Shout out Big Dom. Type Dom down in the comment section right now on this beautiful Friday, June 7th, 2024. Hope you all have a great weekend. The content will still come here on Eagles Now, so be on the lookout for all of those shows.